So I want you to imagine for a second that your brain, well, really your mind, is a computer hard drive.
Okay, yeah.
Just visualize it sitting there inside your skull.
Whirring away.
Exactly. And it has been running pretty much nonstop since the day you were born.
I mean, maybe you've had a few naps here and there.
A few reboots.
But generally, the system is always on.
Always on. And if it's anything like my actual computer, the fan is probably whirring a little too loud.
It's definitely heating up.
Yeah, and if you try to open more than 3 tabs at once, you get that spinning wheel of doom.
Oh, I know that wheel very well.
We all do. But it's not just the hardware, right? It's the storage.
The storage is completely full.
It is absolutely jam-packed. Think about it. You have files from 20 years ago that you haven't opened in decades.
Like embarrassing memories from middle school.
Yes. Embarrassing memories. Random facts about dinosaurs. The lyrics to songs you absolutely hate but somehow know by heart.
The junk drawer of the mind.
Exactly. And you've got corrupted data, too. Memories that aren't even accurate anymore, but you still replay them.
Constantly.
Plus, you've got these spam folders full of other people's opinions that you've somehow downloaded as your own.
Oh, that is a big one.
And worst of all, you've got these old clunky programs running in the background.
Like malware.
Yeah, like malware. Limiting beliefs, fears, guilts that are just eating up your processing power.
That is a terrifyingly accurate metaphor for the modern human condition.
Isn't it?
We are operating on full disks. And usually our solution to this is to try and download more software.
Which makes no sense.
None. We read more books, we learn more strategies, we try to add more fixes on top of the clutter.
Which just slows the machine down even more.
Hmm.
So here is the question for today's deep dive.
Lay it on me.
What if there was a literal delete button?
A literal one.
Not a metaphor, a button. Or rather, a combination of keys you could press that just wipes the cache,
Clears the cookies.
dumps the junk files.
And suddenly the machine runs fast again. You have space.
That is the hook of today's deep dive. We are looking at a really fascinating stack of material today.
It's quite the read.
It is. It's a transcript of a very candid, very specific conversation between 2 practitioners of a unique energy modality.
Right.
And they claim that this delete button actually exists.
It's a very bold claim.
It is.
And looking at the source material, they aren't just talking about feeling a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
Or taking a mental health day.
Yeah.
They're talking about fundamental shifts in reality.
Physical reality.
Yes. They claim that when you clear this electromagnetic junk from your brain, the physical world around you actually changes.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about glitches and the Matrix level stuff here.
Yeah.
There is an anecdote in here that we are going to get to later. It involves a luxury apartment, a typo, and a sea view.
That story is wild.
It honestly made me stop and reread the text 3 times.
I did the same thing.
It's the kind of story where you go, okay, if this is true, I have been doing life completely wrong.
It really challenges the causal relationships we were used to.
How so?
Well, we're used to the formula of work hard, struggle, save money, buy the thing.
Right, the normal path.
But this material suggests something else. It says, change the energy, ask the question, and the thing shows up.
It sounds like magic.
It does, but they frame it almost like physics.
So before we jump in, let's set the mission parameters for this deep dive.
Good idea.
We have this transcript. It's a dialogue between 2 women who are deeply immersed in this philosophy.
Right.
But our job today is to strip away the branding, strip away the institution.
We aren't going to mention any specific names today.
Exactly. No names of the company, no founders, completely anonymous, because we want to look purely at the mechanics of what they are doing.
We are performing a functional analysis of their toolkit.
Yes. We're looking at the philosophy of lightness, the physical technique they use on the head, and the verbal tools.
These strange questions and clearing statements.
Right. The tools that they claim can shift you from a state of struggle to a state of, well, they call it ease, joy, and glory.
And just a quick constraint check for you listening at home.
Yes, please.
We are looking at this as neutral observers. We are analyzing the claims and the techniques presented in the text.
We aren't endorsing them.
We aren't debunking them either.
We are just unpacking. We're going to act like anthropologists discovering a new tribe with a very strange set of rituals.
And we're going to see if those rituals actually have utility.
Precisely. We are anthropologists of the mind today.
I love that.
So let's look at the roadmap. We're going to start with the lightness compass.
How to tell if a decision is right for you.
Then we're going to talk about the baby manifestation story.
The apartment story.
Yes, the apartment story I teased earlier. Then we'll get into the weird physical stuff.
Touching 32 points on the head.
And finally, we are going to hand you the toolkit.
the questions you should be asking, and the social judo move called interesting point of view.
It's a packed agenda.
It really is.
Let's dive in. Segment 1. The philosophy of lightness and the origin story.
So to understand where all of this comes from, we have to look at the background of one of the speakers in our source text.
Right?
She wasn't always a mystic or a healer or an energy worker.
Not at all.
She was actually running a family business. Furniture specifically.
Furniture. And on paper, this looked like the dream, right?
Totally.
She says she had a set order, successful business, established routine money coming in.
From the outside, she had made it.
She was the responsible adult running the legacy business.
But internally, there was a discrepancy.
A massive one.
She describes it as a search, a feeling that despite the external order, something was missing.
She says she was chasing her life purpose.
It's that classic midlife or quarter-life crisis feeling.
Where the resume looks great, but the soul feels heavy.
And heavy is the key word here.
Yes, let's highlight that.
This brings us to the core diagnostic tool of this entire philosophy, the distinction between light and heavy.
This sounds simple, but let's unpack it because they use it in a very specific way.
It's not just, I like this or I don't like this.
No, it's somatic, it's physical.
The speaker describes it as butterflies in the stomach, a sense of expansion.
The core axiom here is, what is true for you will make you feel light.
And what is a lie or what is not right for your path will make you feel heavy.
So let's say you're making a decision. Should I take this corporate job? Or should I date this person?
Okay.
Logically, the job pays double your current salary.
Sounds good.
Logically, the person is attractive and has a great 401k.
That's so good.
But when you think about saying yes to either of them, you feel a contraction.
A heaviness in your gut.
Exactly. In our normal operating mode, we override that feeling.
We say, don't be silly, look at the benefits package.
Right. We prioritize the logic over the sensation.
But this philosophy argues that the heaviness is data.
It's telling you it's a lie for you.
It's telling you that if you walk down that path, you're going to be dragging a boulder the whole way.
Conversely, something might make no logical sense at all.
Like it might be risky or weird.
Quitting your job to paint watercolors, for example. But if you get that flutter, that lightness, that's the green light.
The speaker mentions that when she first encountered this energy work, despite it being totally outside her wheelhouse, it felt light.
So she followed it.
And it requires a tremendous amount of trust.
You really have to value your internal sensor more than external validation.
Which is hard for a lot of people.
But following that lightness led to this incredible story about the apartment.
Yeah, yes, the apartment.
I want to tell this story in detail because it's the perfect example of what they call flow.
It's where the rubber meets the road.
It is the practical application of the philosophy. So here is the setup.
Okay.
This speaker is living in the capital city, Ankara. It's a big city, a government town. It's inland.
Right.
But she wants to move to the metropolis, the big cultural hub, Istanbul.
A huge move.
She's expanding her practice and she needs to name her new branch.
And remember, she hasn't moved yet. She's just planning. She is sitting in Ankara dreaming of Istanbul.
Right. She asks herself, what should I name this branch?
And she doesn't do a focus group.
No, she doesn't look at SEO keywords either.
She intuitively chooses the name baby.
Now, in the local language, the word for baby is bebek.
And for those who don't know Istanbul geography, Beyvik happens to be the name of one of the most ultra-luxurious, high-end districts in the city.
It's right on the Bosphorus Strait.
It's old money celebrities see views.
It's like naming your shop Beverly Hills or Upper East Side.
It's a statement of intent whether she realized it or not.
So she names the branch Beyvik. And then she decides, well, if the branch is Beyvik, I should probably live in Beyvik.
Which is a logical leap, but a financial cliff.
Everyone tells her good luck. The prices there are astronomical. It's impossible.
But she's following the lightness?
She's not looking at the bank account. She's looking at the energy.
So she goes online to a real estate site.
And she filters for Beyvik.
She's looking for a rental.
She finds a listing, sea view, gorgeous apartment, right in the sweet spot.
But the price...
What price is wrong?
It is listed for 1/10 of the market value.
1/10. So if the rent should be $5,000, it's listed for $500.
That's insane.
She calls, she goes to see it. It's real. The apartment exists. The view is real.
And here is the glitch.
The landlords meet her. They're these honorable, somewhat old-school property owners. And they admit to her, we made a typo.
We put the wrong price online. We missed a zero.
Now, pause here. In a heavy reality, the reality most of us live in, what happens next?
The landlord says, sorry, my bad. Here is the real price. Take it or leave it.
Or they just cancel the viewing entirely.
Exactly. That's the logical struggle-based reality.
You don't get something for nothing.
But she claims she was operating in this zone of ease.
And get this, the landlords looked at her and said, you know what? We are embarrassed that we made this mistake.
Wow.
We don't want to look bad or go back on our word. It's a matter of honor.
So we will honor the typo.
You can have the apartment for the typo price.
That is highly improbable. Statistically, that is a miracle.
It is wild. She manifests a luxury life for pennies on the dollar because of a clerical error.
An error that the universe apparently arranged because she followed the lightness.
What's fascinating here is how the expert in me looks at this.
Let's hear it.
You have two ways to view it. One, she is the luckiest person on earth, just a random outlier.
And two,
as the source material suggests, when you stop operating from struggle and logic, physical reality rearranges itself to match your vibration.
she chose Babek first. She committed to the energy of it.
And the reality followed the energy.
She calls it ease, joy, and glory.
And she says the landlords didn't even fight her. It was just easy.
They wanted to give it to her at that price to save face.
And that stands in such stark contrast to how most of us live.
Which is no pain, no gain.
If you want the apartment in the nice district, you suffer, you save, you work 3 jobs, you develop an ulcer.
This model says choose it, follow the white, and let the details sort themselves out.
It's compelling. I mean, who doesn't want a 90% discount on life?
I'll take it.
But let's look at the how. Because she didn't just sit there and wish.
No, there's a technique involved here.
A physical one that she was practicing.
Right. This brings us to segment 2, the physical modality.
The delete button we mentioned at the start.
They talk about touching points on the head, specifically 32 points.
32 points. And the theory here is quite specific, isn't it?
Very. The source material claims that these points on the skull are essentially storage banks.
Storage banks for what?
They store the electromagnetic component of every thought, idea, attitude, decision, and belief you have ever had.
Wait, let's pause on electromagnetic component. That sounds scientific, but what does it mean in this context?
Think of it this way. When you have a strong emotional reaction.
Like anger or fear or trauma.
Exactly. It's not just a fleeting thought. It creates a charge.
A physiological and energetic charge.
And according to this philosophy, if you don't process that charge, it gets locked into your body.
Specifically, it gets filed away in these points on the head.
Like saving a file to a folder.
Got it. So what kind of folders are we talking about?
There is a money point, a control point, a creativity point, a sadness point.
So the money point, for example.
That one contains every negative thought you've ever had about money.
Money is hard to get.
Rich people are greedy.
I never have enough.
It's all stored there, creating a magnetic limitation.
So it's like a magnetic field that repels what you want.
That's the theory. If your money point is full of lack files, you can't attract abundance because your hard drive is full of poverty.
And the technique is just touching them.
You're gently touching them.
The host in the transcript describes it as, you lie down, you surrender, and someone else presses the buttons on the keyboard.
By holding these points lightly, the claim is that you discharge that electromagnetic buildup.
You are literally hitting delete.
You are defragging the disk.
And what I love about this is how passive it is.
It's very different from traditional approaches.
You and I have talked about therapy, we've talked about journaling, shadow work.
All that is active.
You have to do the work. You have to dig up the trauma, look at it, cry about it.
Analyze why your mother said that thing to you in 1995.
Right. And that is valid work. I don't want to dismiss the value of insight.
Of course not. But this modality offers a different route.
It suggests you don't need to know what you are deleting.
You don't need to relive the memory of being bullied in 3rd grade to get over the insecurity.
You just discharge the energy.
It's like emptying the trash bin on your computer.
You don't open every file in the trash bin and read it one last time to make sure you understand it.
You just click empty.
And the result, as described by the speakers, is this profound sensation of a void.
The void. Let's talk about that.
Because usually void sounds scary.
It sounds like emptiness depression.
In this context, though, it's desirable.
It's not an empty emotional state. It's an empty mind.
One speaker describes her first session. She got up from the table and felt a silence in her head.
She says she had nothing to think about and nothing to worry about.
That sounds like a superpower. Most of us have a radio playing in our heads 24/7.
She says it lasted for about 20 days.
Just a quiet mind.
In neuroscience, we might correlate this with quieting the default mode network.
The part of the brain that ruminates tells stories and worries about the self.
This technique claims to manually shut that chatter down.
But I love that they are honest about the learning curve here.
Yes, because the listener might be thinking, this sounds a little woo-woo.
And the speaker admits she didn't get it at first.
This was a great detail. She says she took the training class 3 times before she understood it.
The first time she says she left understanding nothing.
She thought that people were weird. She was actually afraid.
She said she thought she was going to be on the news.
Like a cult member found in basement.
She was terrified her husband would find out she was hanging out with these people.
It's a relatable reaction.
We are conditioned to be skeptical of anything that promises an easy fix or operates outside of logic.
We are taught that if it looks too good to be true, it is.
And usually it is.
Right. But the expert take here is that her confusion was actually a good sign.
How so?
Because the modality claims to work beyond the logical mind.
Okay.
If your logical mind could solve your problems, it would have done so by now.
Your logic is what got you into the mess.
The fact that she was confused meant her logical defense mechanisms were being bypassed.
The weirdness is a feature, not a bug.
It's designed to short-circuit the critical thinker so the change can happen.
That is a very convenient explanation, but I kind of like it.
It's like stop trying to figure it out and just let it work.
And once she stopped resisting and started using the tools, that's when the shift happened.
She mentions that initially she tried to analyze it.
But when she just surrendered to the questions, things changed.
Which brings us perfectly to segment 3, the toolkit.
Because not everyone can go get their head touched right now.
But everyone can use the verbal tools.
And the biggest one is the art of the question.
This is a fundamental pivot in how we use language.
Most of us ask questions to get answers.
Why is this happening? How do I fix this? What is the solution?
Right. We want the data. We want the period at the end of the sentence.
But in this philosophy, an answer is a stop sign.
An answer puts a period on the sentence.
It solidifies reality. If I say I am broke because the economy is bad, that is an answer.
And it locks you into that reality.
It closes the door on any other possibility because I have defined the cause.
So what's the alternative?
You ask an open question.
You ask a question not to get an answer, but to open a door to possibility.
You are asking the universe to show you something, not telling it what you know.
You are inviting chaos in the benevolent sense.
Okay, let's give the listener the specific questions from the source text.
These are the ones you can write on a sticky note and put on your mirror.
The first one, and they say this is the MVP, most valuable player is...
How does it get better than this?
It sounds simple, but the application is nuanced.
You use it when things are good, and you use it when things are bad.
Okay, let's break that down.
When things are good. Say I find $50 on the street.
You ask, how does it get better than this?
You are inviting the universe to top it.
You aren't saying, wow, this is the peak, it's all downhill from here.
You're saying more, please.
You are expanding the capacity for receiving.
And when things are bad.
The text gives an example of a car breaking down or a theft in the building.
Exactly. The natural reaction is, this is a disaster. Why me?
That spirals you down. That makes it heavy.
Instead, you look at the flat tire and ask, how does it get better than this?
It interrupts the negative pattern.
It forces your brain and theoretically the energy to look for an upswing.
It's almost like a challenge to the universe.
Okay, flat tire. Show me the upgrade.
And the speaker swears by this.
She says when you ask this in a crisis, the energy shifts immediately.
Maybe the tow truck driver turns out to be a helpful contact for your business.
Maybe being delayed saves you from an accident further down the road.
You don't know the answer, but the question creates the space for a positive outcome.
It stops you from being a victim.
Another great question they mention is, what else is possible?
This is the dead-end buster.
When you think you've run out of options,
I can't afford this. I can't move. I'm stuck in this job.
you just keep asking what else is possible that I haven't considered.
It stops you from accepting the limitation.
It assumes that there is always another door. You just haven't seen it yet.
And then there's the one for the optimists in the room.
What are the gifts of this?
This is hard to do when you're suffering.
If you lose your job or get sick, asking what is the gift of the best feels counterintuitive.
It feels almost insulting.
But the speakers argue that every situation has a gift wrapped in a problem.
If you ask to see the gift, you change the timeline.
It's radically reframing reality.
You're not denying the flat tire exists, you're just refusing to accept it as a tragedy.
And there's one more subtle technique regarding questions.
It's about manifestation.
Instead of asking for the thing,
I want the BMW, I want the house and bed back.
you ask for the feeling.
What would make me happy? Or how would I feel if?
Yes. The speaker says she used this for her book.
She didn't ask, how do I get a publisher?
She asked, what is the feeling of a person whose book has just been published?
She focused on the sensation of that reality.
And the source implies that the universe responds faster to the vibration of the feeling than to the specific demand for an object.
So you tune your internal radio to the station of published author or happy homeowner and let the signal pull it in.
Precisely. You embody the result before the result arrives.
Speaking of radios, this leads us to the most mind-bending concept in the whole transcript.
Segment 4, the not yours phenomenon.
This is the one that will trigger the most resistance in people, but it's also potentially the most liberating.
The source material states, quite categorically, 98% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions do not belong to you.
98%. That
Yeah.
leaves 2% that is actually me.
If that.
That is a staggering claim.
So all my anxiety, my sudden sadness, my craving for pizza, my anger at the traffic, that's not me.
The analogy they use is a biomechanical radio.
They view the human body as a receiver.
We are constantly picking up frequencies from the people around us.
The city we live in,
Yeah.
maybe even broader collective consciousness.
So if I walk into a room and suddenly feel heavy and depressed, I might just be tuning into someone else's broadcast.
Exactly. The speaker gives an example.
You wake up feeling great.
Then by 10 a.m., you feel a sudden wave of sadness.
You start looking for a reason. Why am I sad?
Is it my childhood? Is it my job? Did I eat something wrong?
But the source says stop. It's not yours.
You just walked past someone who is sad, or you're picking up a collective vibe?
And the tool here is incredibly simple. You just ask,
Who does this belong to?
right, and here's the diagnostic test.
If you ask who does this belong to, and you feel a sudden lightness, a little pop of relief,
That it wasn't yours.
and then what? Do I have to find the person and give it back?
Excuse me, sir. I think you dropped this anxiety in the produce aisle.
No, thankfully.
You just say, I return this to sender with consciousness.
You don't need to know who the sender is.
You just ship it back. You stop claiming it.
Return to sender. I love that. It's an emergency rescue tool for empaths.
It is. Think about how many people burden themselves trying to process emotions that aren't even theirs.
They go to therapy to fix a sadness that they just picked up on the subway.
This tool says don't process it. Return it.
It saves so much energy.
But what about when people are actively dumping on you?
You know the coworker who comes to your desk and just complains about the economy, the weather, the boss?
You can't just say return to sender to their face.
We could, but it might be rude and create more conflict.
For that, the source offers a technique I like to call social judo.
The phrase is interesting point of view.
Interesting point of view.
It sounds passive-aggressive, but the internal mechanics are fascinating.
When someone says, the economy is collapsing, we're all going to be broke, you have two standard reactions.
Reaction A, agree.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You align with the negativity.
Reaction B, resist. No, I just look at the data, it's fine.
You fight the negativity.
And both of those reactions require energy.
And both reactions lock the reality in place.
You are engaging with it. You are giving it substance.
The third option is to become like Teflon.
You silently repeat to yourself, interesting point of view. They have that interesting point of view.
You aren't agreeing and you aren't disagreeing, you're just witnessing.
You are neutralizing the charge.
The speaker claims that when you do this, the person will often just stop talking.
Because there is no hook. There is no wall to push against.
The energy just dissipates.
It takes the wind out of their sails because you aren't providing any resistance or validation.
It makes you invisible to their negativity. They can't latch on to you.
And you can use this on yourself too.
The speaker mentions feeling a sore throat coming on.
Instead of saying, oh no, I am getting sick, which claims the sickness.
She says, interesting point of view. I have the interesting point of view that I'm getting sick.
And by neutralizing that fear, she claims the body often just self-corrects.
She doesn't solidify the illness with her belief. She keeps it fluid.
This brings us to the magic spells.
I mean, they don't call them spells, they call them clearings, but let's be real.
Segment 5, the clearing statements.
This is where the language gets very specific and, frankly, a bit weird.
But we are here to unpack the weird.
They use a formula. It starts with acknowledging a feeling, say, unworthiness.
Then you say, I destroy and uncreate it.
And then you say the string of nonsense words.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
It sounds like gibberish.
It sounds like something you'd say to open a secret door in a fantasy novel.
It sounds like a secret code.
And that is exactly what they claim it is. the short code.
The speakers compare it to a computer command line.
You don't need to know HTML to use a website, right?
You just click the button?
This phrase is the button that runs a complex, energetic script in the background.
So POC stands for point of creation.
Yes, point of creation where the thought started.
And POD is point of destruction, where you are destroying it.
The idea is you are going back to the root of the file and wiping it out without needing to consciously understand where the root is.
It could be from yesterday or from your childhood.
The code finds the timestamp and deletes it.
So practically speaking, the speaker feels a moment of, I'm not good enough.
She catches it.
She says, I destroy and uncreate that. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, and it's gone.
That's the claim. It's a pattern interrupt.
Instead of spiraling into, why am I not good enough? You use the wand to zap the thought and move on.
You stop the loop before it gains momentum.
And they emphasize language heavily here. The expert in you must love this part.
Oh, I do. They say, stop saying my sickness, my debt, my problem.
Words imply ownership.
If you say my migraine, you are clutching it to your chest.
You are signing the deed.
You are telling your brain this belongs to us.
If you say the migraine or this sensation, you are creating distance.
It's much easier to clear a problem than my problem.
So don't claim the garbage.
Exactly. Don't put your name tag on the trash.
Let's look at a concrete result of all this.
We talked about the apartment.
But let's talk about the book deal in segment 6.
Because this is about professional success.
This isn't just about feeling nice, it's about getting things done.
This is a great case study in ease.
The speaker wanted to publish a book.
The traditional path involves struggle, finding an agent, getting rejected, fighting for a deal, negotiating rights.
It's a grind.
She didn't do that.
She used the tools.
She asked the question, what is the feeling of a person whose book is published?
She lived in that feeling.
And she claims the deal came together in a month.
A month. Most people wait a year just to get a rejection letter.
And not only that, it went into pre-sale with a huge discount.
45% off.
Which normally would panic an author.
Oh no, I'm losing money.
But she viewed it as a gift to her readers. She framed everything as contribution, not extraction.
And this leads to the core mantra of the whole movement.
If you take one thing away from this deep dive,
Yeah.
maybe it's this sentence.
They suggest saying it 10, 20, 30 times a day.
All of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory.
Notice it says all of life, not just the good stuff.
The good, the bad, the ugly. It all comes with ease.
It means even the hard stuff doesn't have to feel hard.
You can handle a crisis with ease. You can handle a breakup with ease.
But we are so programmed against this.
No pain, no gain.
You have to work hard to deserve it.
If it's easy, we think we're cheating. We think we're lazy.
That is the Puritan work ethic deeply embedded in our culture.
We value struggle.
Yeah.
We think struggle equals nobility.
If you aren't exhausted, you aren't working hard enough.
This modality argues the opposite. If it's hard, you're doing it wrong.
Follow the evil.
The lightness we talked about at the beginning. That's the path of least resistance.
It's basically Taoism with a delete button. Wu-wei, effortless action.
Very much so. It's about aligning with the flow rather than paddling upstream.
It's trusting that the river knows where it's going better than you do.
Okay, we're coming to the end, but we have one final powerful ritual to share.
This is the nightly wipe, segment 7.
This is for relationships, and it's brilliant.
The speaker shares a process she does every single night before sleep.
She says, all definitions, labels, and limitations I have placed on myself, my partner, or my job throughout all time, space, and dimensions, I destroy and uncreate them.
Think about the logic here. Why do relationships get stale? Why do marriages fall apart?
Because you stop seeing the person as they are right now.
And you start interacting with an accumulated file of who they were yesterday and the day before and the year before.
He always forgets to take out the trash.
She is always naggy.
He never listens.
Those are labels. Those are stored files.
And those labels create a filter.
You stop seeing your partner. You only see your judgment of them.
You lock them into being that person. By doing this nightly wipe, you are essentially clearing the cache on your partner.
You're allowing them to wake up in the morning as a brand new person with no baggage from yesterday.
That is actually really beautiful. It gives them permission to change.
It gives them a fresh start every 24 hours.
And it gives you permission to change. She does it for herself, too.
I am lazy. I am not a morning person. I am bad at math.
Destroy and uncreate. Wake up fresh.
It prevents you from being trapped in your own history.
It stops you from being a prisoner of your past self.
Exactly. It keeps the relationship and your identity current.
It allows for evolution.
So let's bring it all home. We have covered a lot of ground today.
We really have. We've gone from Turkish real estate to electromagnetic skull buttons to magic words.
It is a diverse and admittedly strange toolkit.
Let's recap the experiment for everyone listening. If you want to try this delete button lifestyle, what are the steps?
Step 1, follow the lightness. If a choice feels heavy, it's a lie. If it feels light, it's true.
Trust your gut over your logic.
Step 2, ask open questions.
How does it get better than this? And what else is possible?
Don't look for answers, look for possibilities.
Step 3, the 98% rule.
If you feel a sudden mood swing, ask, who does this belong to? And return it to sender.
Don't carry luggage that isn't yours.
Step 4, social judo.
Use interesting point of view to deflect negativity without fighting it. Be Teflon.
Step 5, the nightly wipe.
Destroy and uncreate your definitions of yourself and your loved ones every night. Start fresh.
It sounds almost too simple, but I think that's the point.
We overcomplicate everything with our heavy logic.
We think the solution has to be complex to be valuable.
Complexity is often a form of resistance. Simplicity requires trust.
And trust is what this whole philosophy is built on. Trusting the universe and trusting yourself.
So here's the final provocation to leave you with.
This comes straight from the source's most challenging concept.
We talked about how 98% of your thoughts might not be yours.
We talked about deleting the old files.
So if you delete the files, if you wipe the cache,
If you stop being your past, your parents' opinions, and your societal programming...
who is left?
Exactly. Who are you really?
Are you the noise? Or are you the silence underneath it?
That is the question.
Maybe the delete button doesn't just empty the trash.
Maybe it reveals the operating system that was there all along.
And maybe that operating system is designed for ease.
What else is possible that we haven't even imagined? Thanks for diving deep with us.
See you in the flow.